Hey guys, Mike here. So I'm going to give you an update on SOFI again just because more stuff has come out and I want you to know what the CEO said about the bank charter. Also discuss what this means as far as cryptocurrency because there is a clause in their approval for the bank charter about cryptocurrency and why we shouldn't be worried about that just yet. I'm going to show you that as well. And then what all the analysts are saying, because usually when you get good news, analysts will come out in droves and start beating the drum for your company. And so I'm going to show you that as well as some other things we need to be looking forward to. And right now, obviously, we're in a volatile market. For those who didn't see it today, I'm recording this about 3:45. The QQQ and the SPY was up. They did a reversal. QQQ was up about 1.5% at one time. Now it's down about 0.5%. So that was a quick 180. SOFI was up 16% at one time. Now I think it's up 7% as I'm recording this. And so everything just turned on a dime. The QQQ is now hovering right at that 10% correction level once again, where it bounced off of today. And so we're just gonna have to see, guys. Obviously, if we were in a uptrending market and less volatile market, SOFI would be through the roof. It'd be over 20 right now, to be honest with you, because that's how quick it would run in an actual non-volatile raising rates type of environment. But we're not there, right? So that's why we have to look long term on this and not day to day. Okay, and so if you get anything out of it, hit the like and subscribe button, guys. I really appreciate that. And let's go ahead and get into what the CEO said first.
This license will allow us to do that in an even more differentiated way. SOFI money will go from an account that we partner with a bank on to our own SOFI checking and savings account. So we'll be able to give a high interest rate on checking, higher than anyone else gives. We'll be able to do that with no fees. We'll be able to provide overdraft protection, the ability to pay with your phone, pay with your card, pay your friends person to person. We would just ask you to do direct deposit with us against that backdrop. And so that's one big differentiator. Okay. And then, of course, as you mentioned, we'll be able to offer more loans at lower interest rates. The bank license allows us to fund our costs at about 50% lower, and we're going to use that to give the consumer a highly differentiated interest rate in SOFI checking, about 1%, as long as they do direct deposit with us with all the benefits that I mentioned. And that's actually being funded by our lower cost in funding our loans, since we no longer have to borrow money from big banks to lend to our customers. We can use our own customers' deposits.
And so that is the big thing, the cut in costs. I mean, that is huge for them, right? And so, without really doing anything else, just getting a license, right? Cutting your costs in half, just like that. And so, and also like you were saying, now being able to bring in even more customers, okay? And so, because they will be able to offer those higher interest rates than the traditional banks, stuff like that, because they don't have all that overhead, right? And so now real quick, I want to show you what a couple analysts were saying today. I'm sure you've seen these guys on TV before, but this is really quick. And then we'll go into the new price targets that were set after the bank charter right before it.
So if you think about this, the younger generation don't see the traditional money center banks as equating to them any longer. If you go to SOFI now, you can do your banking, you can do your loans there, you could trade crypto, you could trade stocks, you could trade IPOs. You can't do that with JP Morgan. You're not buying crypto with Citibank. You don't allow those are the dinosaur names. Now, granted, they've had a great run, and the SOFIs of the world are the growth entities. So we've seen the massive sell-off in growth, the massive repurchase of value. But at these levels, technically, SOFI is a screaming buy. It started to bounce right where it bounced last January, and it doubled by February.
I think this should be a stock that's north of $22. I think there's some analysts on the street that agree with this, and maybe this is the catalyst that will lift some of the uncertainty. I'm not sure that it will be, but I just think in terms of the stock, I think it's too valuable an entity to be trading at these levels.
And of course, going to our friends at TipRanks, guys, you're looking at after the bank charter, you had Citigroup come out and reiterate a $20 price target with a buy recommendation. So you're looking at about 25% upside, as well as WEBULL $20, Morgan Stanley at $20. All three of those are in the last 7 days. And one reason you're seeing them keep those price targets lower this year for a 12-month price target is simply because of the market we're in, right? And so should higher interest rates help SOFI? Yes, they can also hurt them on the cost side. And so that's a whole nother thing to talk about. But, will they be able to attract more customers? Absolutely, I believe they will. It's just going to be it's going to be a rough year in the stock market this year. I think everybody's kind of braced for this up and down, and major swings and things like that. So, you know, we'll go on those big runs, and we're going to go on those drawdowns, okay? So I think that's why you're seeing the price targets lower down even from last year, because last year everything's, actually 2020, everything's going up. 2021, SOFI was going up and down, most growth stocks. But so I think that's kind of where we're at on that. And, you know, one of the big things that was put out there that, you know, I don't think anybody knows what to make of it, and I hadn't heard the CEO address this yet, was the crypto issue. As you can see, SOFI can launch bank provided it doesn't touch crypto. You know, what they're talking about is the statement from the OCC basically saying, yes, they're conditionally approved to be a national bank, but they cannot engage in any crypto asset activities or services, which is obviously a problem because they do crypto services right now. Here's the kicker, though. In the same note, it says right here, and I'll read this verbatim so I don't mess it up. In a note following the OCC announcement, Mizuho Securities USA analyst Dan Dolev maintained his buy rating on SOFI. While handling crypto as a bank holding company will likely require some disclosure changes, we believe these issues are fully solvable and should not adversely impact SOFI's future product capabilities. Dolev added, crypto transactions by bank holding companies are permitted, and we estimate that SOFI may have up to 5 years, including extensions, to become compliant. And that's the thing to look at. When you get a license or some kind of regulation gets passed, it's not like it's overnight. You have to comply with these things. And so, you know, we'll see what the CEO says, but, you know, I do believe they're going to have plenty of time to get this figured out. I'd be curious to see, you know, what they're going to do. But again, he didn't address it, so it leads me to believe it's not some major issue on the horizon that we can see right now. And so it's just something to keep an eye on, because I believe that's definitely a big part of them growing their financial division. As you can see right here with their projection at 2025 for the financial service to actually grow by 32%. From 2% in 2020, from 11 million to 1.2 billion. And then, of course, you know, you look at the tech platform and grow from 17% to 25%. But I think the crypto part is key to their growth in the financial services, which, if you're not sure about the financial services, underneath it, you got the invest part, the money part, the credit card. That's the big ones. And it's right here, as you can see. This is SOFI Money, for those who are unfamiliar with this right here. And this is what he was talking about, being able to pay the higher interest rates and all that stuff. And then you look at the SOFI Invest, obviously they got the IPOs that rolled out. You can get ETFs, partial shares, or fractional shares, excuse me. Then there's the crypto part right there, as well as talking to a financial advisor and all that good stuff. So they got plenty of services on that end. I can definitely see that growing. And so we'll see. We'll just keep our ear down. I'll let you know when I hear about the crypto part of this, okay? Because we know the crypto market is in its infancy. So, you know, you can just imagine how big it's going to grow over time. And so I think that's big for them. And plus, don't forget here, you know, obviously I can't wait. You know, I really am eager to see how the membership grew in the fourth quarter, but I'm more or less looking at the projections they're going to have. And don't forget, you know, right now, I definitely want to see how the stadium part is working out for them, because they actually have 2 winning teams there. One is in the playoffs. For those who don't watch football, you know, if you've never watched one of the football games at SoFi Stadium, you see SoFi commercials throughout the game and all the plugs they get there and stuff. And don't forget, they got the Super Bowl coming up there. I think it's 3 weeks away, and that is like the most watched event in America, I believe it is. And so even people around the world watch it. So that's going to be huge. And we'll see, you know, how that helps them out or if it doesn't. Remember, the CEO himself, I showed you, said it has really, really been even better than they hoped it would be as far as bringing in new members and cross-selling them and all that good stuff, okay? And so don't discount that, I'm telling you right now. And just looking at the chart here, guys, you can see it's had a big move up to 2 resistance levels. Was up around 34% in 2 days, around 30%. Now it took a dump around 1:30 or 2 o'clock, I believe it was. And so, you know, it's down from that. But, you know, you got a whole bunch of resistance levels coming up if it continues to move higher, if the market allows it to move higher. But the big thing, I mean, look at the volume down there. Just massive amounts of volume pushing this stock up right now, while also fighting a volatile market. And so, you know, it's just one of those things. If we get the bounce off the 10%, we start to move actual higher for a few weeks here. You can see SOFI actually move up quite a bit. But, I'm not surprised if it gets a pullback, because you move up that much in 2 days, yeah, you can expect pullbacks. But the good thing is they got the bank charter. So for a long term, okay, should be good, okay? And then hopefully in May, we end up getting the student loans kicked back off, and they'll be able to refi a whole boatload of student loans because people will be lined up to do that as well. And remember, that was their original business. And so, you know, and who's their clientele? It's the younger clientele. And so, you know, again, doesn't have the overhead the traditional banks had, cross-selling like crazy, younger customer base, you know, a lot of eyes on them and stuff. So the traffic being driven to their website, which I actually looked on TipRanks, and it was up quite a bit in the fourth quarter they're going to be reporting on. And so that is a good thing. And so let me know what you think in the comments. I will not be around this weekend because I'll be doing something with my family. So I wanted to get this out here now while it was fresh. And since I won't be doing my Sunday update for you guys, I just wanted you to be in the know, okay? And who knows, you know, what tomorrow will bring and stuff. But let's just enjoy the green we've had over the last couple of days, okay, guys? And we've been waiting a while for this. So hit the like, subscribe button if you got anything out of it. And I hope you guys have a great Friday and a great weekend.